I am the duppy of Christmas presents.
Wow.
You never seen the likes of me before, have you?
Oh, never. Wow.
Oh, close your mouth, man.
This hut, so big, strange.
I had decided that we would not strike or attack until God gave me the sign.
My name is Jacqueline Wade. I'm the executive producer and artistic director for Women of Color Productions, Inc. We are a 501c3 non-for-profit theater company slash film production company, and we do works, I should say plays by or about women of color. That means African American, Asian, Latino, Native American, Middle Eastern, and so on and so forth. We don't discriminate against men, but as long as the pieces are about or by women of color. For the past few years, I was working on a piece called Black Panther Women, which was originally produced at La Mama Theater. It was picked up by Alfred Preiser, who was artistic director of Harlem School of the Arts for a while, and Classical Theater of Harlem. And
I got myself together and I headed out. When I arrived, the move was smooth with cannonball idling. Brothers and dashikis were talking about
Back to Africa. Back to Africa.
and the women sat quietly with downcast eyes like geishas. Not enough to throw sticks and stones at the oppressor. All that does is encourage the cops to brutalize us even more.
Hampton!
Bayer, Louima,
Diallo.
Sean Bell.
No
you
more!
know, what would bring a woman into a Black Panther movement? They could have been part of the civil rights movement. They could have been on the Freedom Riders. They could have been a Freedom Rider. There's a lot of things they could have been, and some of them were part of other parties prior to getting in. So what you're going to see is from that point, even though there's more to come, backstory and all that, of why some of them joined, what happened when they became part of the party.
You, Angela Davis.
Yes, I am.
Are you a part of it? Were you a member of the Communist Party?
Yes, I was. I'm a member of the Che Lumumba Club.
What was that?
It is the black section of the Communist Party.
Was this party segregated?
No, the party is not segregated.
Another piece was the Mae Jemison piece, which was produced at Black Spectrum Theater, which is in Queens, New York. What's interesting about that piece was that here is an icon who is definitely different than the Black Panthers, but in her own way, she is revolutionary for what she has been able to accomplish, what she's been able to overcome, and I just was so fascinated by just her and being the first African-American woman in space and what it took to be there. You know, and it wasn't like she came from, Mae Jemison came from a place of means. You know, very humble beginnings and really worked her way up the ranks.
Mama, Neil Armstrong is stepping foot on the moon!
The Mae Jemison piece takes it from when Mae was a girl, basically around 13 years of age. I sort of fictionalized some of it where you have a character of fear, you have the character of Lieutenant Uhuru from Star Trek visiting her, encouraging her, giving her strength. You have her mother who have the first man stepping on the moon, all these influences coming at her. And it's a quite fascinating, magical piece, and adults and children will love this piece.
Around that time, I started wearing an afro. It was 1968. It all started when the South African singer Mary Makeba came to town. Mama heard her sing at a concert.
Another piece is Caribbean Christmas Carol. Now, Caribbean Christmas Carol, one might think is based on Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, but it's very different in the sense that it takes place on a fictitious Caribbean island. Scrooge, or Scrooge, is a Yankee, and he's a type of Yankee who ended up growing up there. His father was a very wealthy man who owned plantations and all kinds of companies all over that island. And what was interesting was that Scrooge was so rich that his Companies created pollution on this island, which ended up causing cancer and other problems to the poor people of the island who worked for him. So we begin to see in this piece how this very traditional capitalist becomes a human being.
He wasn't hit everyone who was anyone in Perry wanted to meet the Wonder Boy. There was Jean Paul.
Another piece is the Miles Davis piece. We have Gene Hughes and Kyle Carter in that piece. It centers around a character named Everyman. Everyman represents every musician who never really made it big, who happened to know Miles Davis.
Chet Baker, you took my style. Y'all made it so simple, a baby can understand. Y'all making money, and I'm starving.
I'm also doing a play called Juneteenth, where I'm playing various male roles. I'm playing a black Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you. You may be seated. I am reading to you from my Emancipation Proclamation. On this first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863.
I'm also playing the grandson where he talks about Juneteenth with his grandmother. It's where Texas was the last state in the country to be free from slavery. It was June 19th, 1865.
Not until you tell me where you taking me.
All right, fine. It's a picnic.
A picnic?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't have time for your foolishness. I'm going home.
Granny, wait a minute. This is special.
There is nothing special about a picnic.
Why are you so upset?
You don't know your history. Where do you think the word picnic come from?
I don't know.
Slavery.
Slavery?
Big Mama used to tell us stories of how Master would have these big outdoor barbecues. White folks would bring their entire family and have a good old time. They come from far and wide talking about it.
Can't wait till it starts.
After the guests were well fed, the entertainment would begin.
Slaves?
That's right, slaves, coons, niggers, pickaninnies. They'd line them up to pick which ones they liked best. After they had the ones they selected, they'd start the bidding.
What you gonna give me for this young gal? Bitterman. She'll work the fields for you. She'll preach a lot of bucks. Bitterman.